Hello everyone, so let us check out the class 8 mathematics half yearly solutions. So first question that we take up is, what is the additive inverse of 11 by 7? So the additive inverse of 11 by 7 is minus 11 by 7, because with minus 11 by 7, when we add both of them together, we get the answer as 0. If 50% of students are good at science out of 20 students, then what number of students is good at science? So all we need to do is we need to find out what is 50% of 20. Yes, it is 10. So the answer will be 10. The percentage of ratio 2 is to 3 is what? So 2 by 3 into 100, and there is your answer, 66.66%. Then the next question is, an item marked at 840 is sold for 714 rupees. So marked price is rupees 840. The selling price is rupees 714. So what is the discount which is given? So the discount which is given is, when you subtract them, you get 126 rupees. Now for the discount percent, the formula that you use is discount by marked price into 100, and then you write 126 by 840 into 100, and when you cancel it out, you get the answer as 15%. So B option will be your correct answer. Now let us move on to the next question. Which of the following is commutative for rational numbers? The answer is addition and multiplication, because you see 3 plus 4 is the same as, 3 plus 4 is the same as 4 plus 3. That is what commutative means. 3 into 4 is the same as 4 into 3. But 3 minus 4 is not the same as 4 minus 3, and also 3 divided by 4 is not the same as 4 divided by 3. That's why it is commutative just for addition and multiplication. Simple interest on 6,000 for 1 year at 4% per annum. So we use this simple formula, P into T into R by 100, that makes it rupees 240. So B option will be your correct answer. Factorization of AX, let us just write these terms over here, AX plus BX minus AY minus BY. And when you're grouping them together, just remember that whatever goes inside the bracket needs to be the same. So if we are putting in A plus B over here, then we need to put minus Y outside. So the factors that we get are A plus B into X minus Y. So this option A will be your correct option. Let us move on to the second part of this second image. A polygon has dash sides if each of its exterior angles measures 9 degrees. So do you remember that the sum of exterior angles for any polygon is always 360 degrees. So if each angle measures 9 degrees, so number of angles automatically by simple formula becomes 40 sides. Sorry, not the number of angles, but this will be the number of sides. I tend to get carried away a bit at times. Number of sides. So number of sides is equal to 360 by 9, that makes it 40 sides. What is the reciprocal of minus 3 by 5 to the power of 0? Now, if you remember correctly, anything to the power of 0 is 1, and reciprocal of 1 is always 1. So, A option will be your correct option. the value, there was an error in this, which should have been z minus x, right? So if you look at this question, then x minus y into x plus y will be x square minus y square, plus y plus z into y minus z will be y square minus z square. Z plus x into z minus x will be plus z square minus x square. So if you look at them, all of them, they keep on getting cancelled. Plus x square, and here we have minus x square, plus y square minus y square, plus z square minus z square. So the answer remains 0. So that will be your correct option. Let us move on to these questions, which are which were of 2 marks each. A student got 150 marks in mathematics out of 200. So let us calculate his percentage. That comes to 75%. And the same student got 120 on 180 in science. So this percentage comes to 66.6%. So obviously when you look at this over here in maths and in science, when you compare them, you know that the student did better in mathematics. Find the number of sides of a polygon if the sum of all its interior angles is 2160. So do you remember the formula over here? What is the formula that we use? We use the formula that is 2n minus 4 into 90 is equal to the sum of interior angles. It is already given. The sum of interior angles is 2160. So 2n minus 4 is equal to 2160 divided by 90. And when you do the calculation, you get this as 14. And when you move the sides, then you get 2n is equal to 18. This implies that n will be equal to 9. So there are 9 sides to this polygon. Right. Now let us move on to the next question, which is question number 3. Let me erase all of this first so that we get a clean board again. So find the value of 4 by 5 to the power of minus 9 divided by 4 by 5 to the power of 9. So if you're solving this, you will find that this is equal to 4 by 5 to the power of minus 9 minus 9. Now division means the power sign changes to minus. So what does this become? This comes to 4 by 5 to the power of minus 18. And generally, when we are expressing something exponentially, we express it in the positive power. So what do we get over here is 5 by 4 to the power of 18, right? So you reverse the numerator and the denominator. You put up this fraction in reciprocal, this rational number in reciprocal, and then the power sign of the power also changes. Insert any two rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 6 by 7. So what we do is we take the LCM, and what we get over here is 21 and over here 30. So anything between 21 by 35 to 30 by 35, 22 by 35, 23 by 35, 24 by 35, any number you can insert over here, and that would be the correct answer. If you add it and then take an average of the fractions, then also it is a correct method. The cost of an article was 15,500 and 500 was spent on its repairs. So that makes the total cost price to be 16,000. Then the profit percent is 15%, and you have to find the selling price. So you remember the formula for selling price when profit percent is given is 100 plus profit percent by 100 into CP. So when you apply this, you get 115 by 100 into 16,000, and when you do the calculation, it finally comes up to 18,400 rupees. That would be your selling price, right? So that should be your answer. Find the value of x if 5 to the power of 3x minus 1 divided by 25, we write this as 5 to the power 2, is equal to 125, we write this as 5 to the power 3. Now we will just take the powers into an equation. So 3x minus 1 minus 2. Why minus 2? Because this is divided, equals to 3. Remember, we are forgetting about the bases right now because they are all the same bases. We are just taking the powers. So what does this imply? This implies 3x is equal to 3 plus 3. Now minus 1 and minus 2. Minus 1 minus 2 together, if you take them, they turn into minus 3. So when this minus 3 moves to this side, it becomes plus 3. So x equals to 2. 3x is equal to 6. That means x is equal to 2. So that's how we find the value of x. Now let us move on to the next set of questions. Over here, this one, right? So these were all 3-mark questions. So find the simple interest on a sum of 2400. So we put up the simplest of the formulas. I is equal to P into T. Now T is 18 months, right? So you have to convert it into years. And the rate is 6.5, so you write 65 and you write 10 over here to convert this into a simpler fraction as well. So now when you take away all these numbers, this becomes 3 by 2 and then 5 2 times, then 13 times, then again this can be done by 12. When you multiply them, this comes to rupees 234, right? So that will be your simple interest. Let us move on to the next question, where you have to represent the numbers on the number line. This is minus 2 by 3. It means it lies between 0 and minus 1. So 3 parts, and this will be your minus 2 by 3. Same way over here, 6 by 4. The 6 by 4 can be represented as also as 3 by 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This becomes your 6 by 4 or 3 by 2. You can further divide this into 4 parts and then take it ahead from over here. If you are keen on making it into 4 by this, you can make it this way also. Still the mark would be here, the position would be here. Then we have minus 9 by 5. So for minus 9 by 5, you know that it will lie between minus 1 and minus 2. So 5 divisions for them. Please make these equal divisions. So you count this and you arrive at minus 9 by 5 over here. Okay, now use a suitable identity to find the product of 4x plus 9 into 4x minus 5. If you look at this, you can associate it with the identity x plus a into x minus b, and you know this is equal to x square plus x into a minus b minus ab. That is the identity over here. So we simply substitute it. So what do we get? 4x whole square plus 4x into 9 minus 5 is what? 4 minus 9 into 5, right? So we get 16x square plus 16x minus 45 as our answer for question number 3. A balanced diet should contain 12%. Let us clear this. A balanced diet must contain 12% proteins, 25% fat, and 63% carbohydrates for a child. So let us calculate the total number of calories for the child. So when we find out 12% of 2600. Now remember, the total intake is 2600 calories. So 12% of 2600 calories, if you find out, it comes up to 312. Then same way over here, 25% of 2600 comes to 650 calories, and 63% of 2600, if you check this out, it will come to 1638 calories. So that is the distribution of the calories for the child. Let us move on to the next question. A's income is 60% more than that of B. So what this means is, if B's income is rupees 100, A's income is equal to rupees 160, right? So the difference between A and B's income is 60 rupees. And when you are calculating how much less B's income is, you have as compared to A, so you have to take A's income as the base, and then you put it up as 60 by 160 into 100, and then when you solve it, you get the answer as 37.5%. So many of you arrived at 62.5%. So 62.5% is actually B's income as compared to A's income. So how much is it less? So 100 minus 62.5 would give you 37.5%. Factorize. Now many of you were stuck with this question because you did not know what it applied to. So where was this taking you? So let us just rearrange this, and then it will become very easy for you. X square plus 4xy plus 4y square plus 4x plus 8y. So now if you group them like this, it becomes very simple, right? So what do we have over here? We have x plus 2y whole square plus, if you take 4 outside, you get again x plus 2y inside the bracket. So what you do is you take x plus 2y as common, and the other factor would be x plus 2y plus 4. So that is how you factorize that. Now let us move on to the next bit, which is section B, where all the questions, they have 3 parts. So let us just move to question B part, section B part. Let me expand it a bit. Let us take us up these 2 questions first. A number is increased by 120 and then decreased by 20%. So this is 120 by 100 it becomes, and then it becomes 80, and then you find it. When you calculate it, when you do the when you do the calculations, you come up with 4%, right? So the net decrease, that's the simplest way to solve it. 4 by 5 is the best thing, and then you have 24. So this becomes 4. So the number over here, it becomes 96%. So the number was originally 100%. So the decrease which it has shown is 4% over here. Now this was another question which I think troubled a few of you where you got confused, and maybe that was the reason why you skipped out answering this question. So what we have over here is, let me just clear so that I can show it to you how to solve it, and when you look at it you will be surprised at how easy the sum was. See, what is given over here is the value of x plus 1 by x is equal to 4. Now what we do is, and you are asked to find x minus 1 by x. What is the value of x minus 1 by x? Let us square both the sides. So what we get, x square plus 1 by x square plus 2 is equal to 16. If you go ahead with this, x square plus 1 by x square is equal to, this 2 moves to this side, is equal to 14, right? Now same way, when you square this, x minus 1 by x whole square is equal to x square plus 1 by x square minus 2. So what do we get over here? X minus 1 by x whole square is equal to, now we know what the value of x square plus 1 by x square is, so we put it over here, minus 2. That gives us x minus 1 by x whole square as 12. So the value of x minus 1 by x would be square root of 12. Simple as that. Okay. Now let us move on to the next question, and I have been telling you repeatedly that this type of question is asked almost every time in competitive exams. So this is a very popular question because many students commit a very common error where they forget about the selling price, sells. So let us take up these two tables. So selling price for one is 3000 rupees, and for the other one also it is 3000 rupees. Now in one the profit is 20%, in another the loss is 20%, right? Now what we need to find out? We need to find out the CP for both of them. So CP over here is, when you are finding the selling this cost price with profit percent, you take 100 plus profit percent by 100 into SP. Over here 100 minus loss percent by 100 into SP. Okay, so what do you have over, sorry, just a minute. So cost price, if you are taking up, you take up 100 by 100 plus profit percent into selling price, and over here 100 by 100 minus loss percent into selling price. So when you put this up over here, you find out that 120 into 3000, 100 by 80 into 3000. So when you take this up over here, you find that over here the cost price, if you find out, now see, net selling price we know is 6000. So if you're looking at the cost price, then for one this cost price is 1 by 120. Okay, so this will be, where did my cursor go? Okay, I tend to lose my cursor at times. So this is rupees 2500, and over here this is rupees 3750. So you do the calculations and you find out that the total CP will be when you add both of them up, 2500 is CP for one, and 3750 is the CP for another one. So total CP, if you add both of them up, it comes to 6,250 rupees, and total SP was rupees 6,000 for two tables, right? So that means there is a loss of rupees 250. Now you calculate the loss percent, which is 250 by 6250. Now remember, here is where many of the students committed error. The loss percent is always calculated on the cost price. So when you do this, you get the loss percent as 4%, right? So that was the sum over here. Now let us move on to the next question. Ram and Shyam contested an election and Ram got 11,484 votes, which was 44% of the total votes. Now what we do is 44% of the total votes is equal to 11,484. So what is the number of the total votes that have been polled? So if you go ahead, 11,484 into 100 by 44. So if you move on to that, you will find, when you calculate it, you will find that the total number of votes were 26100. So it is all divisible by 11, and then it's like 216 times it divides, and you get 26100 were the total votes polled. And what are the things that you had to find out? Number of voters who did not vote for either of them. So Ram got 44% votes, Shyam got 36% of votes. So in total that makes 80% of the votes. So 20% of the votes neither of them got. So what is 20% of 26100? Then you find out. So when you look at it, you find out that it is, this sum would be equal to 5220. So 5220 people, 5220 votes were polled for neither one of them. And then the third part asks, how many votes Ram got more than Shyam? So Ram got 11,484 votes. Now we need to find out how many votes did Shyam get. So for Shyam, the number was 36% of 26100, because that is the number of total votes that were polled. So Shyam got 9396 votes in all. So when you add them, when you calculate them, this is the number that you come up with, 9396. Now we are supposed to, you were supposed to answer how many, not how many votes he got, but how many more votes did Ram get. So when you do that calculation, you come up with the number 11484 minus 9396, and that gives you the number as 2088. That is the number which you were supposed to answer. Take up question number 2. Each interior angle of a regular polygon is 140 degrees. Find its number of sides. Now how do you do that? If interior angle, it is a regular polygon, remember, so all the angles will be equal. If interior angle is 140 degrees, it means exterior angle will be equal to what? 40 degrees. How come? 180 minus 140. You know that the interior and the exterior angle, they make a linear pair. So if exterior angle is 40 degree and you know the sum of all exterior angles is 360, so you get the sides as 9 sides. Okay. Now for the last question in this part, let me erase this once again. So what we get over here is, if a square plus b square is equal to 74, find out. Okay, so let us check out the next question now. Ram and Shyam contested an election and Ram got 11,484 votes. So this is 44% of total votes is equal to 11,484 votes. So when we calculate the total number of votes, we get into 100 by 44, and the number that we get over here is 26100. That means this is the total number of votes polled. So total votes, right? Now Shyam, he got 36% votes, right? So the number of votes that Shyam got, when you do the calculations, you get it as 9396 votes. Now this is not what you are supposed to answer. You were supposed to answer, if you look at the third bit, number of votes Ram got more than Shyam. So you subtract 1 from 11484, you subtract 9396 and you get the answer as 2088. Now what you are also supposed to find out is total number of voters who did not vote for either one of them. Now what does this mean? It means that Ram, he got 44% votes, Shyam, he got 36% votes. So together they got 80% votes. So 20% people did not vote for either one of them. So you find what is 20% of 26100, and when you calculate it, you find that it comes up to 5220. So the B part is total number of voters, 5220 voters did not vote for either one of them. Let us come to question number 2. Each interior angle of a regular polygon is 140 degrees. Now interior angle, if interior angle is 140 degrees, this means that exterior angle will be equal to 40 degrees. How come? Because interior and exterior angles together they make a linear pair and their sum is always 180 degrees. So, and we know that sum of exterior angles for any polygon, be it a regular one or an irregular one, here we are talking about a regular one, so all the exterior angles are of 40 degrees. So each angle, the sum measures 360 always, so the number of sides are 9 sides, right? Now let us get to the last question. If a square plus b square is equal to, let me just create some space over here so that we can do the sum over here. So a square plus b square is equal to 74 and a plus b is 12. Find the value of ab. Now a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, right? So a plus b is what? 12. A square plus b square is what? 74 plus 2ab. So 12 square is what? 144. 74 plus 2ab. Now this implies that the value of 2ab is equal to 70. So this also implies that value of ab will be equal to 35. Simple. what we did, how we got 70? 74 we took to this side and we got 144 minus 74 is 70 degrees. Now let us take up the next set of question. The last 3 questions, let me expand it a bit so that you can see it clearly. Now find the value of x if 2x. Many of the students got confused with this because according to them it was not showing any of the relations to the algebraic expressions that they have studied. So actually yes, it was 2x, 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power x is equal to 192. Now what you get over here is 3 into 2 to the power x is equal to 192. That means 2 to the power x is equal to 192 divided by 3. So this is equal to 64. So 2 to the power x is equal to 64. What this implies is 2 to the power 6 is also equal to 64. So 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power 6. Therefore, the value of x is 6. At what rate of interest will a sum of money double itself in 2 years? When we talk about doubling of the sum money, what we are saying is that if P is rupees 100, the interest also becomes the same, right? So when we are finding out the rate, interest into 100 by P into, you are supposed to find out the time over here. No, rate, right, sorry, rate. So in 2 years, the rate will be 50%. Okay, so use the rational numbers 3 by 8, minus 1 by 4 and 7 by 2 to prove the associative property. So let us associate these first. Minus 1 by 4 plus 7 by 2, and over here 3 by 8 plus minus 1 by 4 plus 7 by 2, and let us check out. So over here the LCM is 8, 3 minus 2 plus 7 by 2, and over here 3 by 8 plus 4 minus 1 plus 14, right? Let us put this inside brackets. 1 by 8 plus 7 by 2, and over here 3 by 8 plus 13 by 4. Now here LCM 8, 1 plus 4, 28, and over here LCM 8, 3 plus 26. So what do we arrive at? This is equal to 29 by 8, and this is also equal to 29 by 8. Thus we can prove the associative property for addition of rational numbers. Now let us move on to the next question, and before that let us erase this. So a tank can hold 50 liters of water. At present it is only 30% full, right? Now remember, its total capacity is 50 liters. So how much does it hold now? It holds only 30%. So let us find out what is 30% of 50. 30% of 50 is equal to 15 liters. Now we have to make it 50% full. So how much will be 50%? 25 liters. So what is the shortfall over here? So we need to add 10 more liters of water. That's all. Divide the sum of minus 5 by 6 and 2 by 3. Let us add them up first. Minus 5 by 6 and 2 by 3. Divide this with the sum of 7 by 12 and minus 4 by 9. Let us take this up here. The LCM is 6 minus 5 plus 4 divided by, here the LCM is 36, not 18. Where is the eraser? The LCM would be 36 21 minus 16, right? So what we get over here, minus 1 by 6 divided by 5 by 36. So this goes to minus 1 by 6 into 36 by 5. So we get minus 6 by 5 as the answer. Factorize 3x square minus 16x plus 16, right? Now you have to factorize this fully. Now see over here, what we find that this is a middle term split. So 16 into 3 is what? 48. So 12 4's 48. So if we take minus 12 into minus 4, we get plus 48, and minus 12 plus 4 will give us minus 16 as well. So 3x square minus 12x minus 4x plus 16. We regroup them and we have 3x outside, 1 minus 4 x minus 4 minus 4 outside, and again x minus 4. Remember, whenever you are grouping, whatever lies inside the bracket must always be the same. So this will be your answer, x minus 4 into 3x minus 4. So that is that for question number 7. Now let us move on to the last question, and remember, you have to do only 4. You have to attempt any 4 of these 5 questions. Okay. Now let us move on to the last question. Okay, my cursor keeps sticking up. Alright, so find the value of x if 8x is equal to 35 square minus 8x is equal to 35 square minus 27 square. So remember, a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So 8x is equal to 8 into 62. So over here 8 and 8 they get cancelled and you get x equals to 62. As simple as that. Factorize completely 16x to the power 4 minus 81. This is 4x square whole square minus 9 square. So what you get is 4x square plus 9 into 4x square minus 9. Now remember, this is again a difference of squares. So what you have over here is 2x whole square minus 3 square. Okay, so 4x square plus 9 remains the same, and you get 2x minus 3 into 2x plus 3. So that is complete factorization. Vishakha offers a discount of 20% on an item that still makes a profit of 12%. What is the cost price if the item is marked at 280? So we have marked price is equal to rupees 280. The discount which is offered is 20%. So let us find out the selling price. selling price is 80 by 100 into 280. Remember, 100 minus discount percent by 100 into the marked price. So this will give you the selling price as rupees 224, but we have to find out the cost price, right? So this selling price is still with a profit of 12%. So let us move on to the formula for finding out the cost price. So CP is equal to 100 by 100 plus profit percent into selling price. That makes it 100 by 112 into 224. So straight up you get the answer as rupees 200. So that was all for your questions related to your half-yearly examination. I hope you were able to find the solutions and you were able to understand what mistakes you committed. Thank you for watching.